So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Feeling a tad on the slow side again, so I am just gonna casually chill in the MMO. Which is how things have been going lately. I was gonna do the finality of Splatoon today, but then I woke up with a massive migraine and here we are. So, doing a little better. Took some ibuprofen and magnesium. Also have some caffeine with me, but yeah, not doing that game in this condition. No. So, there is a bit we can do today. I do intend to maybe get to the Manderville quest, but I want to see if there's something like around town. There seems to be eggs everywhere. Hope I'll feel better soon. I'm sorry about that, Vanilla Lily Rose. It's just happens sometimes. We've also been having some wacky weather, so that might have something to do with it. Lots of storms coming and going. So where is the Manderville quest, actually? Should I start with that? Should I start with something else? We'll see. Next one should be Defenders of Eorzea. It is Business of Betrothal. Where is that located? Western Thanalan, it says. So I think that's where we're going to be headed. The Easter event, yeah. I have seen eggs everywhere during my grind. So I figured that was part of it. When is Easter this year? It's a good question. I don't celebrate, so... When is Easter 2024? March 31st. It's in Gridania? Oh, okay. I might start there then, actually. I know I was just there. I'm indecisive. Oh yeah. Easter. I love the pastels and the egg stuff, though. Very springy. Let's see. Can I tell from here where the quest might be? Not really. Maybe if I go further in? It's gonna be something else, I think. You're probably something else. Shadowbringers? Yeah. That ain't it. I'm gonna head up to Old Gridania, see if it's in there, maybe. There it is. To the left. Oh yeah, neon eggs everywhere. Don't mind me, I'm just a little absorbed by the music here. This is where having a VTuber would be a lot more fun. You could see my expressions. It has kind of a poppy anime-ness to it. The Princess and the Eggs. Jilly Aliapo is looking for someone to help make a dream come true. Welcome, my friend. I take it the Hatching Tide decorations have caught your eye? What's with the ones in the back that look like cacti? It warms my heart to greet yet another revelrer, for I am the host of this event, Jilly Alipo, at your humble service. If I'm not mistaken, you're an adventurer, yes? Might I have your name? Oh, and there's ones in the back that look like tonberries. Bren, a festive name to be sure. I hope that you shall find all things Hatching Tide to your liking. In fact, I know you shall. For I have seen it in a dream, clear as the one I had many moons ago, where the 12 Archons delivered unto me a prophecy which inspired this occasion. I've worked tirelessly since that night to do their words justice. This year it was again a dream that sparked my imagination, a dream of a Gubu, massive and marvelous, standing upon a stage where what all else but Uda, so many malms away. It's both a scary and cute mount. I guess I'll have to see it to know what it is. Wreathed in radiant flowers of pink, the darling Gubu held out their hands and egg decorated most lavishly. Wouldn't a Gubu egg just actually contain a Gubu? Did they hatch from eggs? And there is but one time of year when the sandy brown of the city is accented by peach blossoms in full bloom. Yes, I speak of Little Ladies' Day. The message of Mistress Alipo's dream was clear. Combine the spirit of Hatching Tide and Little Ladies' Day to create the most egg-sighting day that the Jewel of a City has seen. Naturally, we sought out those in charge of the event and brought our proposal before them. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have the honor of acting as this year's Royal Seneschal, and it is my duty to bring smiles and cheers to all the ladies of the realm. What is Little Ladies' Day, you ask? Why, it's a day when the maidens of Eorzea are doted upon as princesses by their very own loyal seneschal. Mistress Aliapo's proposal was quite unprecedented, and so confident was she that her vision she had already secured the services of a performer and his Gubu companion before meeting with us. I regret to say not all in Ul'dah share in her conviction. Many doubt the safety of such an act, which has brought our plans for Little Ladies' Day to a standstill. The trepidation is not without cause, mind you. Some 15 years ago, a supposedly tame Gubu ran amok in the city streets, causing untold harm. Wasn't also there that big Gubu wall in, 1.0 that I've heard so much about? When the Seneschal informed us of these circumstances, it got me to thinking we could hold a Hatching Tide event here in Gridania with a Gubu as the main attraction. I mean, we could always ask the Sylphs. They occasionally let me ride one. Not only would this lift the spirits of Gridania's people, but it would prove to those in Ul'dah that the Gubu poses no danger. Surely that would put any doubts to rest. In fact, the performers have already arrived. Nanota and I were treated to a display of their show, and I must say, never have I seen a Gubu so pretty and sweet. Out of all the paths forward we could have taken, this seemed to be the only one which might please all parties. I came to Gridania at once so I could act as a witness to my peers in Ul'dah. Since you are here, might you accompany me to the show? Someone as well versed in the realm's beastkin as you may be singularly qualified to tell us just how docile this Gubu is. Aren't they pretty small when they hatch too? I'm pretty sure that I have a Gubu pet. Not a mount. I know you can get one as a mount, but I think I have the little one. I expect quite a few eggs for my troubles. Well, I'd hate to see Miss Alipo's dream shattered. I'll say this one. What? As would I. While I'm certain that there is nothing to fear, having a stout arm by my side will be most reassuring. Well then, all is settled. The show of a lifetime awaits at the Bent Branch Meadows. You'd best not tarry. Agreed. Let us make our way there and speak with Alamud, the performer in charge. Oh, I can hardly wait. Aldamud, excuse me. It's always nighttime when I stream, I swear. I'm trying to think so hard of what this song is reminding me of. Like, there's a certain anime and it's stuck in the back of my brain. No, not that. Actions and traits. Minion guide. Open, please. Do I have him? Yeah, here he is. One moment. Yeah, here we go. Here's a baby one. A little hard to see, but... he's just a little guy. Oh, there he goes. But anyway, I think they start off small enough. Anyway, I kind of want to look at whatever this fungi-looking thing is. It's a Ghibli fungus of Easter eggs. And then there's these, the Tonberry ones. He even has a little knife. A knife and a lantern. This one doesn't. Anyway, don't mind me, I'm getting distracted. Distracted by graphics. There we go. There's someone riding one as a mount, I say as I fall into the lake. Pink Gubu. Did you paint it and dress it up for Hanami? Oh, didn't see you there. Can we help you? Greetings, I am the Royal Seneschal in charge of making Little Ladies' Day most memorable for all ladies of the realm. Mistress Aliapo has informed us that you have quite the show prepared for us. Ah, we've been waiting for you. You'll be hard-pressed to pick your jaw up off the floor after you see what my Petey has in store for you. I've been watching over her ever since the day I found her wandering the wilderness all by her lonesome. We spent ages looking for a family, but now I suppose we're all each other has. Petey, a lovely name to be sure, and these flowers, are they peach blossoms? I dare say she is the very picture of Little Ladies' Day princess. I'm glad to hear that, and I know Petey is too. She thought of little else since the moment Miss Silapo came to us with her particular request. There's nothing in the world we love more than hearing an audience cheer, and I think this time we'll earn that and then some. We call this one Egg Surprise. Go on, Petey. Oh, the bunnies are a cute touch. But where'd they come from? That was astounding. Impressive, ain't it? And all it took was a few glamour prisms. Of course, that wasn't where the genius was required. It took us days and nights of racking our brains to figure out how to capture the spirit of 2 celebrations. In the end, though, I think we did about as good a job as could have been expected. Now, here comes the rub. Ever since we arrived in Gridania, Petey's been a little on edge. Hate to see her like this, but I figured out what's causing it. As you just saw, she's got no problem performing in front of an audience of 2, but when a whole gaggle of relevers showed up not too long ago, she just froze up. I see. She must not be used to such large crowds. Luckily, I managed to save the show by climbing atop her head. That set her mind at ease and helped her find her courage. But I ain't as young as I used to be, and my knees are already crying out in protest at the prospect of climbing her again. But you, on the other hand, I reckon you've got plenty of malms left in those adventurers' legs of yours. Might I trouble you to join our merry troop and support Petey during our star run? All you have to do is climb atop her head and towards the crowds. Show them our act and tell the spectators to come to me for an egg of their own. Still plenty to go around. I'm assuming maybe this is gonna be the mount? Trust me, Petey'll love having you on board. Now's your chance to get those eggs into the hands of eager Gridanians. She's too timid to wander off on her own, so if something else demands your attention, she'll make her way back to me. Now get out there and give Gridania an egg surprise. Yeah, I get to ride this one. They said the show was over here, didn't they? Mount Petey and perform an egg surprise. What did I just see? Ah, this must be that performing Gubu I heard so much about. Good show, good show. I think I'll get an egg of my own to remember this by. In Eorzea, what kind of eggs would these even be? That was amazing. The rabbits were so adorable. And that crown of peach blossoms is so pretty. I wonder if they give them out with the eggs. Let's go find out. I mean, they can't give out too many peach blossoms, because then we don't have peaches. Oh, my stars, what manner of... Oh, you're promoting Hatching Tide? Yes, yes, I know that, of course. Splendid trick that was, truly. I never knew Gubus to be adept at anything besides eating, but you've expanded my horizons. Mayhap I'll partake in the festivities this year, after all. The spirit of Hatching Tide is alive in Gridania. Return to Alamud and tell them of Petey's courageous performances. Does Japan have... Whoa! Oh, I forget I can fly. Does Japan have an Easter of sorts? Similar to how they sort of celebrate Christmas and Halloween. Good work. Same goes for you, Petey. I could hardly pass around the eggs fast enough. Like, I know about Hanami, but that's their own thing with the cherry blossoms. And it looks like Petey's managed to conquer her fears. Let's hope those ovations are enough to conquer the essentials. There you are. Petey in pink. Although I've been but a bystander in affairs so far, what I've seen has been truly inspiring. Petey is possessed not only of a kind heart, but also the soul of an entertainer as well. I'd love to have her as the main attraction of our stage in Ul'dah. On behalf of the Little Ladies' Day Planning Committee, I invite you to the city as an honored guest. Well, I'm not one to decline such an eager invitation. Consider it accepted. But first, I'd like to tell Miss Ali Poe that she'll be needing more eggs. Go on to Ul'dah. We'll find our way there before long. Wonderful. Then I shall depart at once and make the stage ready for your arrival. Ahem, you've helped tremendously already, but there's no denying that Petey has taken a shine to you. Might you watch over her in Ul'dah for a while, just until she becomes accustomed to the crowds? Now we can go back to Ul'dah. Appears to be a rave. Oh, they do have, like, cherry blossoms set up around here. There's some on the lights. There's some up here. Actual cherry blossom trees. Banners. Some sort of little display stage. Ah, you've arrived. You'll be glad to know that I've managed to win over the planning committee with my story of Petey's show. Ul'dah's gates will be cast wide for arrival. If she's amenable to the idea, I would have her be the star attraction on this year's stage. But the first order of the day is to spread the word. If we tell the citizens what we saw in Bent Branch Meadows, it is my hope that they will welcome Petey with open arms. And if her show is a success, then we'll have managed a celebration which spans from Gridania to Ul'dah, painting smiles upon the faces of all the realm's little ladies and egg fanatics alike. I shall stay here and drum up what interest I can. Ren, pray head to the steps of Thal and do the same. Meet me at the stage afterwards, and together we can shower Petey with applause. Ah, I can buy confetti. Peach confetti and cherry confetti. I never really use either. My inventory's cluttered as all heck, but... Good evening to you, adventurer. Have you any questions regarding the history of the Little Ladies' Day or Hatching Tide? I'm at your service. What is Little Ladies' Day? Once a year, when the peach blossoms come to bloom, Eorzea celebrates all the lovely and spirited young maidens who bring such joy to our realm. The origins of this holiday can be traced back to events that happened some 3 centuries past, when the Thorn dynasty still reigned in Ul'dah. The plucky Princess Adeva, tired of being sequestered within palace walls by your overprotective father, the Sultan Baldric Thorn, exchanged garb with a miller girl and wandered off to town in search of adventure. Upon learning of his daughter's disappearance, the Sultan was stricken with panic. He summoned the palace guard down to the last man and ordered them to tear the city apart to see that no harm befell his precious princess. And tear the city apart they did. The poor miller whose daughter assisted the princess in her escape saw his house nigh ripped from the ground, while the family was threatened with imprisonment and worse. The good fortune of all, Princess Adeva was soon found just outside the palace walls. When she confessed the true reason that she had run away, her father was racked with guilt for his actions. He had the miller's house rebuilt by the most skilled craftsmen, and offered to personally serve as a seneschal to the miller girl for a day to atone for his actions. The common folk were deeply moved by the Sultan's newfound commission. The Sultan himself, vowing to never forget the lessons he had learned, declared that each year he would serve the seneschal for a young girl chosen by the townspeople lot. The tradition continued long after Sultan Baldric's death, leaving on even as the Thorn dynasty gave way to Ul. In time, it spread to other nations, where it took on new forms, eventually evolving into Little Ladies' Day celebration we all know and love today. who was Princess Adiva. Princess Adiva was the one and only daughter of Sultan Baldrack of House Thorn, a Hyrrian noble house that ruled Ada some 300 years ago to the day. Her disappearance from the place, the commotion that followed, and its eventual resolution, oft retold as the legend of the Lost Lady, are said to represent the origins of the celebration we now know as Little Lady's Day. I said that before the events of this day, relations between the spirited princess and her stern, overly protective father were strained at best. Though the father claimed to love his daughter dearly, this form of love it took was a stifling sort. The princess's disappearance in return changed everything. Sultan Baldric gained newfound respect for his daughter's independent nature, while Princess Adeva realized that her father's treatment of her was born of simple misunderstanding, not lack of love. Depends. The bonds between the two grew only stronger in the months and years to follow, and the two came to be celebrated as the most ideal embodiment of father and daughter the realm has ever seen. Little Lady's Day is basically a day in Japan where they celebrate little girls in Japanese, and it's called Hina Matsuri. Oh. Interesting. What is Hatching Tide? While Little Lady's Day and Hatching Tide have up until this point been two separate events, this year the organizers of each have joined hands to bring twice the festive spirit to the realm. Yeah, that sometimes happens here too. If some holidays are based on a set day of the year while others are based off of a lunar calendar, they can occasionally overlap. As you may already know, Little Lady's Day is now being held in Ul'dah, while Hatching Tide is filling Gridania with smiles. If you have the time, I urge you to take your fill of excitement at both celebrations. Okay, a little bit of background there. And it wants me to do it in the Steppes of Thal. Okay, so that's gonna be a little further, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a little ways. Gubu performer. Aren't they dangerous? I suppose a friend of mine was raving about the show she saw in Gridania. If it's the very same, I suppose it's worth a look. I feel like I'm doing the 10-2 thing all over again. Take flight with Open Air Incorporated. A Gubu here in Ul'dah? Ugh, that dredges up some terrible memories of the rampage I witnessed as a child. The one I talked about previously? How do you know that won't happen again? Have you seen this Gubu with your own eyes? I've ridden on top of her head. Yes, and she brought countless smiles to the people of Gridania. Yes, and she's as gentle as a tame chocobo. Is that so? Well, I see no reason why you wouldn't lie to me. Very well, I shall go. Perhaps this way I can conquer my fears. And just like a tame chocobo, she is technically a wild animal, which means there is always a small degree of unpredictability in case things go wrong. Sometimes animals have bad days too. This is cute with the umbrellas. I feel like I just want to sit right here and breathe in the flowery, humid air. I didn't know Gubus were capable of anything more than mindless eating. Are you sure this show isn't just watching a beast chomping on hay? The crowds of Gridania have given her a standing ovation. So what if it is? You still have a chance to see a Gubu up close. I'll say Gridania liked her. Well, when you put it that way. Besides, it's not as if I have aught else to do. Alright, look for me among the crowd. The time of Petey's performance draws near. Speak with the Royal Seneschal before she takes the stage. Emerald Avenue. I'm assuming that's back here again? Yeah. It's like equidistance from each crystal again. Gosh, she's so surrounded I can't. There we go. Oh no, she's scared. My thanks. It seems word has spread even further than I had hoped. And while this is a cause for celebration, PD appears to be intimidated by their expectant gazes. Of course you could just hop up on her head and she'd calm down just like that, but we can't lean on you forever. Why don't you rally her spirits with some encouraging words? Seems she's warmed up to you, and I reckon she'd appreciate whatever you have to say. I mean, will that really work, though? Truth be told, this is her first time performing alone in front of so many people. I can see why her legs won't listen to her heart. I mean, I don't mind sitting on her head to help her out for the first couple times. Remember how happy you made everyone in Gridania? Lazy needs its princess. I'll say I'm right here. I'll encourage her. Don't worry, PD, I'm right here. That did the trick. You've got a talent for lifting the spirits of the downtrodden. It's called being nice. Win your debt, truly. It's almost time. Lady Alipo should have arrived by now. Bren, pray join the bystanders and give Petey your heartiest cheer. I see other people have taken the stage as well. And now for the final act. Beckoned in blooming flowers, the Scooby Princess has prepared something unforgettable for all the little ladies out there. This is just how I envisioned it in my dream. And to think I ever believed Goobos were not but wild beasts. Oh, I simply adore her. If Hatching Tide is even half as thrilling as this show, I'd best catch the next airship to Gridania. Well, all's well that ends well. The little ladies get a great show and Hatching Tide gets more egg seekers. I need to know more about that. Their smiles are like so many flowers in full bloom. Petey will be the talk of Ul'dah for many moons to come. Since I don't really know what Hatching Tide entails. That she will, that she will. I have to thank you, Miss Alipo, for giving us both a chance to bring a little brightness to so many lives. Okay. Oh wait, these are NPCs. I thought they were actual people. For the people on stage. Whoops. I am still a space case, it seems. I've left Minota in charge of ongoings in Gridania. Oh, which she could see my dream come alive. I reckon Petey had the most fun out of everyone here. Thank you, Petey, for bringing joy to the citizens of Ul'dah, especially its little ladies. That was better than I could have imagined. Hatching Tide and Little Lady's Day will both be remembered as the highlights of the year. Couldn't have done it without your help. We'll be both looking back on this experience with fondness for the rest of our lives. Speaking of which, I've got to thinking. Maybe it's time we leave this performance business behind me and let Petey spread her wings. I think she'd be more happy by your side if you'll have her. As for me, I have it in mind to find a place to settle down and rest these old bones. I hate to tie Petey down just when she's found her passion. If you bring her along with you on your adventures, she'll be able to deliver smiles to the corners of the world I've only heard tales of. Are you sure you can manage without her? Can't deny I already feel the tendrils of loneliness tugging at my heart. but they'll lose their grip so long as I know Petey's with you. I look forward to hearing of her exploits as I while the days away. I don't mean to be rude, but I am required in Gridania. Nonoda must know just how perfectly my dream manifested. Give the lass our regards, eh? I'll stay here in Old Dawn till the festivities end, and who knows, maybe longer. And with that, allow me to thank you personally. No princess in all the realm could have asked for a more devoted seneschal. And that includes Petey. Seeing you dote upon her so dutifully reminded me why I volunteered for this position in the first place. Dude had one successful show and got to retire. Although Petey's show is concluded, Little Lady's Day has not. Pray enjoy all that we have prepared. And don't be a stranger in Gridania, either. How could I be? This weapon quest takes me everywhere. There we go, I think we can now summon Petey. You have unlocked the Egg Hunter Riggy minigame. To play minigames, open the toy chest found in any in-room. Minigame. She's Gubu and she's Grace. She'll blow an egg up in your face. I know you and Petey will have adventures wilder than I could ever imagine. Make sure to come visit me with your tales, eh? The crowd's as lively as I've ever seen it. Would be that Petey could be our star every year. Well, you can always ask. If she's with me, I can always bring her back. There we go. We can now summon Petey as a mount. Petey, hailing from a place where the peach trees bloom, this winsome Gubu maiden was found and taken in by the traveling entertainer Aldamud. After delighting crowds on Little Lady's Day, she's made the decision to join you on your adventures in order to spread more cheer. So I'm curious about the egg thing. I'm not ending, I just... Hello. Birds? I'm just checking out the chest in my room. Koopa Adventure Egg Hunter Riggy. What's this? Press start to play. Left and right to move the bun, and either A or B to jump? Oh! Oh no, they're gonna be connected though. Oh, I see that. Sometimes, though, there's no good way to get around them. Oh, I can speed up. Oh, I can speed up. Oh. My platforming skills, those are bombs, dum-dum. Are rusty. Are very rusty. Make it stop. I wasn't expecting a 2D platformer. Oh, they're shooting these. I didn't realize. Make it stop. How long does this go? Oh, there's a little bar at the end. Oh, great. How come I'm so good at the Wario Land 4 minigame, but I suck at this? No! Let me make it to the end with at least some gems and some dignity. Okay. Quick game, yeah. I'm curious if winning that gets you anything. Okay, is there anything else for egg hunting? back in Gridania, maybe? Found Ricky. Ricky, do trick! See Ricky's trick! They talk? Well, I guess the one did. That's right, when he turned into a big golem-looking dude in the dungeon. This one has Egg. I came here during my break to see how the festivities were coming along. But imagine my surprise when I heard Telepa performing Gubu. I had to see it for myself. Dude's still closed. Dude's never open. I must say, the organizers of the festivities have outdone themselves. That Gubu turned out to be an egg fanatic. Until 5 years ago, this amphitheater stood in the northern part of the city. Then the calamity struck and all but leveled the poor place. Thankfully, the Carpenters Guild collected the pieces, carried them over, and rebuilt it just as it was before. I cannot go a single day without looking it over, so afraid am I that some chip or stain has marred its perfection. Me with my YouTube channel after it went down. Hatching Tide. Material contraption creates illusions by weaving together myriad shades of light, used during Hatching Tide to celebrate purposes. Okay, so that just makes glowy things. Might you be interested in learning about the Hatching Tide festivities? A fledgling festival, Hatching Tide was born of a prophetic dream visited upon Gridanian maiden named Jilly Alipo. In her dream, the 12 Archons of old appeared, those heroes who saved the realm from the destruction of the 6th umbral calamity. Descending from the heavens atop a beautifully decorated egg, they said to Jilly, "Arise, young dreamer, and make reality the vessels of our return." And so she did, painstakingly painting and gilding eggs to match those from her vision. Word of the prophecy spread, and Jilly attracted helpers to assist her toils. After the calamity, the festivals grew further as townfolk and adventurers flocked to celebrate the Archons of yore, who many believe had some hand in delivering the realm once again. For this year only, the organizers of Hatching Tide have joined hands with the planners of Little Lady's Day in Ul'dah to create a joint celebration that spans 2 of Eorzea's city-states. The amphitheater is open to citizens and outsiders alike. We only ask that you use the facility with care out of respect for the kind-hearted souls who took such painstaking to rebuild it. Tonberry. Eggs! Tonberry eggs! Yee! Such adorable decorations are sure to turn tonberries from symbols of terror to objects of admiration. Well, I mean, they were sweetie pies in the one dungeon I ran. The Sylphs had a bit too much fun last year, so we've put tonberry eggs here to keep those tricksters away. Wait, is there a rivalry with that? Looking to them now, though, I only hope they don't scare away more rebels than Sylphs. Wait, are these actual tonberry eggs, or are they painted as tonberry eggs? Do tonberries hatch from eggs? I have so many questions. Ah, you came after all. As you can see, the citizens cannot get enough of Hatching Tide. Go on and enjoy yourself. An excellent and exciting Hatching Tide to you. We hope to enjoy all that we've prepared this year. I was kind of expecting, like, some sort of egg hunt. Maybe this is just all my years spent with Gaia. Every year they used to do, like, an egg hunt that you could go on and collect rewards for it. Since my character to this day is still based off of the avatar I made all those years back then. Alright, time for Western Thanalan. There's a bit of a delay there. Maybe the servers are full. It's fine. I guess a little server delay isn't too bad if we're just doing goofy stuff. I think there's gonna be 3 more Hildibrand quests since I looked it up, including this one. And then once these are done, I think I'm gonna get back at the MSQ. Just because I don't know what else there would be for me to do. aside from the Binding Coil of Bahamut quests, which, I don't know, I might come back and do Unlevel Synced just because I don't have a troop of people to do them with. And doing them with randos can go very badly very quickly. Hi DJT, we are just about to begin the Manderville quests, and we just wrapped up the Hatching Day quest. A Business of Betrothal. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella. Daughter of Master Guguremu, a prominent merchant of East Aldenrod Trading Company. Her eyes and her hair most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. I got the pink gubu? Yes, I did. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Didn't we just go through this with Little Ladies' Day? Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. Is she gonna dress up as a maiden? A rice maiden and go out on adventures? But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, but the heir of the Bruguiere Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at the commemorative feast, to be jointly hosted by the two family businessmen. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It's here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Alright, let us... That is an interesting chocobo. Very Quetzalcoatl looking chocobo. Ah, it is a different Lalafell. I'm thinking... I could have sworn his name was Gegeruju, but Guguremu is a very different person, apparently. You are not one of my associates. The banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I've spared no expense in this, securing the best protection that money can buy. You look a lot like that guy who got tempered by Ifrit. Just saying. Maybe it's the pompadour and the goatee, but... The blast braids of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Briarden, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending these festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in iron shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious skill. He's not in it for the money, he's in it for the thrill. Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. I mean, to be fair, he probably thinks she's fine considering he did hire elite assassins. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under your noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella on the feast. I have already narrowed that field. Arabella's betrothed, Vanus, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolto and his wife Sienna, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is to appear. I can see Hildibrand in the background. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhart, a steward of Guguremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players have the Lapis Maiden herself have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. So what, do we have all the party guests do dunking for apples and see if it takes the mask off? We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Also, it would be hard to keep that kind of mask on around saltwater because salt is a good enough adhesive to take off the super glue that you adhere the mask to your face with. I was gonna say, he is back there. I might be able to do the coils unsynced with my warrior at level 65. If you think it's possible, I mean, I could always give it the attempt. The old college try. Hildibrand Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briarden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. I gotta love the fish on his head. Also known as enjoying lunch. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. These people are very enthusiastic about his ass getting knocked out. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Unlikely. Good Inspector, I realize we've not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside the differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. So, do you think he puts enough hair gel? That's what's keeping the fish adhered? Just curious. Me, assist you. Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bold bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? The problem is he doesn't know the definition of the word. Asking him to avoid stupid is like asking him not to breathe. I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. You cannot separate the bow from the hymn. Just accept it. Aw, man, they took the fish off the model. It's not by fate, Whimsy, that we have been reunited here today, friend. You were destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Inspector Briarden seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon sustainably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Why does everybody always have to comment on what they think of my name? Now answer me this. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that stuck to you as particularly noteworthy? The identical appearance, the perfect mannerisms... That's for me to know. I mean... I'll say perfect mannerisms, just because the appearance is obvious. Intriguing. Where most would point out the sheer physical perfection of the disguise, you turn an eye within. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. And yet, like you, this was on secondary concern to me. From movements to mannerisms, to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. Which means maybe he studies them for a while. All the key players arrived in Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet begins. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our Phantom. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? I mean, probably one of the guests, so long as they aren't too important, just because that would give me more wiggle room. Somebody who's not the center of it all. Would he? The guests are all well acquainted with one another. See, that's what I'm getting at, but got misinterpreted. One misstep and the thief's cover would be blown. No, there's a more logical first target, one that would afford him the opportunity to gather the knowledge he needs, at less risk. It's one of the blast blades of the Gerbera. The problem with that is that the mercenaries all know each other so super duper well, and one fuck up would be a blade in my chest. So that's less why I was inclined to do it that way. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away those who draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry to Costa del Sol for a man. My guess was more along the lines of, like, more of a stranger less people would recognize, but whatever. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the brass blades that cannot say that 5 times fast. Brass blades has been assigned to serve as a bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like it or not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would have had time to carry the unconscious man afar. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. So we're looking for a dead man or an incapacitated man? Either way, my chocobo has already caught the scent. They left you by tide? In your underwear. For 3 days. How are you not burnt to a crisp? Excellent. Also, you could have just gotten up and walked over. Underwear or not, I'd prefer that to being eaten by the giant crabs. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. Thank the gods. Please free me from these chains before the snipers eat me alive. There, now tell me you can remember about what happened to you. And try to be brief. I mean, at this point I think briefs are all he has. But we just arrived in Costa del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who would have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu? Who was to be your charge? I mean, damn dude, you don't have to roast the guy anymore. He's been out here for 3 days in the sun. Give him a break. My memory's hazy, but oh, one was Morgant, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafellan gent from Limsa. Nyalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you've ordered to interact? And come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Nyalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I'll see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. Hey, back to the party! Hopefully Hildibrand has saved me some food. And not used it all as some fancy new conditioner for his hair. Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did you and Inspector Briarden Avenue of Inquiry bear fruit? Morgant, Yalto Nolto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the Inspector shall be none the wiser. If he had hoped to nab his fiend himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, friend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. It's been 5 minutes and we've already started our bullshit. Ivanus, heir to the chairmanship of the Bruguiere Consortium, and who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized I don't particularly care. Oh wow, he's an asshole. Maybe we don't want her marrying him to begin with. All I've done to raise Arabella to a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day. I've never been more proud to call myself her father. The lucky father of the groom-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a matter of moments, it all shall be revealed. Oh no, he's gonna attack Vanus, isn't he? Stay back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. It's fine. I have good armor, and axe. But have no fear, Miss Ellie, ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Manderville men of ages past to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Do not worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital. This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold, as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Wait till they discover cameras. Good evening, Master Guguremu, and a fine evening it must be. For you most of all, allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you anyway? Gods! Gods! Now hold your chocobos, Gugaremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of Inquiry and the Inspector Extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the Phantom Thief, have you? I reckon we owe you the man our gratitude, eh, Vanus? The Phantom Thief. Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Oh yeah, he sucks. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effed fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. I actually agree with Hildy on something. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. No, he is not. That's me Vanus, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. We're the heir of the Brugere Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families, or family, I should say. Ho-ho! Which reminds me, Master Vanus, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you and the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It had not left her neck since that day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we wed. The time-honored Mandeville art of parley? We'd be sleeping with the fishes now, had Morgaunt not spoken on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unusual. Let's not rush to conclusions, Miss Elliot. Gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto Notul and Leeuwenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Alright, let's go. To where? I'm not quite sure. This way. There we go. Yalto Nolto and Leeuwenhart. One of the two wears a mask, but which? With a few words, all will be revealed. Renting out Master Gigaruchu's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk, but Guild talks, and neither the Brugere Consortium nor the East Aldenard Trading Company are in any danger of running their coffers dry. Oh, how I'm looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say many a song is sung of her beauty. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in my day. I've not seen your faces round here. With the East Aldenrad Trading Company, are you? Why yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenard Trading Company. Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sienna here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. All in offense taken, sir. Oh, but where are my manners? Yalto Noltol of the Brugere Consortium, and this is me wife, Signana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family business couldn't be happening at a better time, what with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of vogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. It's like PETA for vegetables. But PETA is also a vegetable. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. Actually, it's better for your figure. And with that, I'd better go prepare my speech. Carry on, lads. Unless your figure is round, in which case it's very good for your figure. Criminy. None of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there's a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I can't speak. You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. That is not... I have a fear that what she is writing will eventually get misconstrued as, like, a ransom note. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briarden will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. You did a little extra digging and it just might be possible. It'll take some time and it's a bit tricky. I mean, we can always see. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions to his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briarden will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. The only thing with that would be, I don't know if you're allowed to go in unsynced until you've done it at least once. So it might be one of those, have to put it in the party finder and just hope to God, I guess. Would you let me into your world unsynced? I'm okay with being carried. I can always do it later myself. These crates must contain the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigation must not be deterred. Well, it's not the food that's suspicious, it's what tampered with it. Some of these coconuts don't look like coconuts. Oh, yeah, these... Is that a bomb? Look at this! Now there's water, now there isn't. Now there's water. Oh my gosh, now she's playing in the waves. Head empty, heart full of joy. Best girl is besting. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true? Ye gads! Are those explosives I spy concealed among the coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we've found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. And you set them where they could get west? My dear, do I need to teach you about gunpowder? Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but why in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Manashu, but in this event, I fear it somewhat is misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes, like the astute assistant you are. I say, we're most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briarden is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briarden, explode, a fiery demise. Got it! Sounds like we're gonna kill him. Are you sure about that? Speaking of fire, don't look now, but someone has returned from at the absolute worst time possible. You two were supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briarden come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Then just explain it to him. Ren and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of the beach. You two just get out of here, and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briarden is led safely out of the scene. Investigation calls, and we must heed its cry. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. All we have to do is lure him away from the crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Except he's gonna be able to sense our suspicion. So Hildibrand has managed thus far to not destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed, but enough about Hildibrand. Bren and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes, that spot over there by the crate should suffice. There of all places, but surely we should find somewhere more scenic. I am not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Bren. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. Am I the only one who doesn't think it's that big of a deal? Heck, we could even just say that they ordered fireworks for the event. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. Also, these are some very glowy coconuts. If you insist, Inspector. Maybe it's just how my graphics card is dealing with them, but... Though the question of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified 3 individuals most likely to be the thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto, Nolto, and Lewinhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Clearly we are not paying attention. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Right next to the coconuts, no less. Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Nashu, your driftwood? Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone in my person. That would actually be as hard as hell to light. Because it's so wet and so thoroughly soaked. You need kindling, not driftwood, and then you're gonna make so much smoke because it's wet. Yeah. Let's, there's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. I cannot fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Hildibrand, Apollo, gift of prophecy. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Oh, it's flying. Oh, there's our kindling. What do we have here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan? Oh no, it's emotional kindling. This troop of buffoons. How could you not love them? Murphy's Law in motion. Yes. Careening swiftly out of control. Could this be another challenge from the Fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of a madman. Yes, the very fact it is not embedded into one of our skulls. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Oh, there's 2 more pages. Girl, no. Hold it. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is the talk of another victim? The final page holds the answers, no doubt. The final page? The one that challenges him specifically. Confounding Inspector Bryden will meet a fiery demise. The gift of prophecy is too well done. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts sitting in a row. Big ones, small ones, and some that'll blow off your head. And Hildibrand goes in for the catch. Oh, but it bounces! Instead, changing targets dramatically. And yet somehow manages to make the perfect landing. Like a stem of good fortune found in your tea. And whatever you do, don't move. I was right. That mullet has got to be super sticky with all that gel after all for it to hold the torch like that. Oh no, girl, no. It's fine. He survived once. With a second. Yes, he is very much not on the smart side of things. Roasted coconut, anyone? The arc on that bounce, indeed. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? 'Twas no ruse. Let's just call it a reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? I don't think he's the one you should be asking. A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Was the flower always there? Hildibrand Manderville, when you are able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life. Well, you see, I hire her as my assistant, and she takes very bad notes. I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself to be no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance lest the others come to harm. Vigilance, yes, vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Thou's teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined! Ruined! Sir, these are stone fruits. A coconut is not a vegetable, a coconut is a stone fruit. Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you have destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot and gowl. Well, at least hopefully in Gaul they know what a vegetable is. Seems he's not the only idiot present. Clearly our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he is more clever than I thought. I would ask how he has survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that one more mystery is better left unsolved. You cannot convince me that this man is not still technically a zombie, but he's too silly to not realize. Sorry, there's too much shenanigans. Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more, and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good fortune go to waste, though. Those coconuts look positively luscious. Actually, they probably still are. Want one? Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry. Roasted coconut is delicious. You simply must try it. Where am I going? Speak with Lewenhart. Who is where? Back up over here. Okay. Was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not. The fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Gegarumu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman. As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable variety, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days. What's with the mandragoras at large? Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The mandragoras. I've heard tale of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was imported from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was deep purple. Peppers can be deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewenhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of those overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the blast braids of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. We're only a brave soul in our midst, with a want for taking on fearsome enemies with not a shred of concern for their own well-being. Yeah, you're looking at me, aren't ya? Your eyes, friend, they speak to me, they say, I, yes, I, shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. You're truly a godsend, adventurer. One sentinel of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Gugaremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. They have red dragon peppers here, I think. A gentleman would never let someone face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Do they have to be purple? Because otherwise I can get some really easy replacements. Pretty sure I have some in my inventory as we speak. That's another thing. I want to get back into my gardening so badly with the warmer weather, but it's supposed to drop back down into the 20s again this week. I might start some of my seeds in the basement, though. You respect Nashi's vibe. Me too. If you've come for the mandragoras, I fear you're a half-bell too late, as were we all, blast it. To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened the cargo to check on the shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fleed his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, the thrill of the chase is not invigorating, friend. The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. What's with this cute little Chinese Moogle? Chinese New Year Moogle. Speak the tiny trader in Aleport. I can just warp. Gil isn't an issue anymore. But yeah, I wonder if the Mandragoras, the style of them here seem to be based off of Final Fantasy XII's. And if that's the case, different Mandragoras from 12 have different vegetables for their heads. Is it here or up? If it's up, I guess I can just fly. Ooh, big panda. Is that a Moogle too, or is that something else? I'm trying to see what it is. No, that's something else. I'm trying to see what his pet is. Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. Think I'd jest, do you? Be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took your eye as it did mine. My eye! Oh, it's not acidic enough for that. Relax. By the time I regained my wits, I'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined! If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of my days, it'll be too soon. But then how do you make your dishes savory and tasty? They do! They are Final Fantasy XII's assorted vegetable mandragoras. These little guys caused problems in that game. They were their own special hunt. To hear most say it, the mandragoras are a nasty lot. A right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Feeling their fellow fawns of our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards of a far grander scheme. Revolution. Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. Sounds tasty. I've been in the mood for a good pasta salad. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression. I could swear I've seen that face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. See, even he agrees with me. Which would make you, could it be, the adventurer what bested the thieving duelist in single combat? Did I? Did I best a duelist in single combat? You know what? I've killed so many people in this game, I don't remember. I'll just say sure, cover my bases. Well, bugger me and call me Inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Oh, does he mean Gilgamesh? Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud, and I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favour if you could go there and uproot him before harvest comes. Many a case I've solved in my day, but I've not matched wits with sentient plants like before. Have you never met an Ochu? Or a Morble? Or this should prove quite exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra. Isles of Umbra. I can also fly there, but this is faster. Do I just... Oh, it is a cute little bud. Yoink. They don't scream when they come out, do they? Like actual Mandragoras? Oh, they... something does. Huh? You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Must be them. Watching me with curiosity. I heard footsteps, but I didn't see what it was. And yoink. Yeah, I hear his little tippy taps. But he's staying hidden. Come out, Veggie. Now he's singing at me. Did you pick up some things from Siren? Reclaimed stolen foodstuffs from the Mandragoras. little further this way. Oop. There's a little bit of delay in my actions here, so there might be some server delay. Oh dear. Again. Sir. Can you at least get buried, like, in the other direction? Friend, how can I even hear you? How is your mouth not getting... Anyway. My pursuit of the Mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here, somewhere. I mean, considering they might actually be. You want out? The Mandragoras encountered. Apparently they need a level sync for this. It's them! Okay, there we go. It is them from the Final Fantasy XII quest. Let's actually get... Got an onion, an eggplant. This one just has a flower. She's unambitious to the party. We've got a garlic. And a tomato. The tomato, if you've played any Final Fantasy XII whatsoever, you've probably met already. But he is not the only one! Should I even worry about getting hit? Oh, they do stun me. Okay. Oh, this is every status ailment under the sun. Okay, I thought I could maybe tank it, but that was a bad idea. Oh yeah, that was a bad idea. Come on. Set it off. It might actually be easier to do it one at a time, but you know, stubbornness. Anyway, one down. Garlic Jester goes goodbye. Fine, I'll go for Onion Prince next. I'm back here. Vulnerability down? Why would you decrease your... Oh, right. The praying mantis and stuff can see me now. Alright, tomato for last. You got to be my first all the way back in 12, now you get to be my last. Hildibrand, I did it. I've got some very different veggies now. Impeccably fought, my friend. I only wish I could have seen the battle with my own eyes. You may go on ahead to Costa del Sol. I shall be along as soon as I extricate myself. Given the amount of animal-like plants, I wonder if there's a PETA for plants. I mean, technically it's the Mandragoras. Or do you mean like in real life? Maybe. I know some people are fruitarians, for instance. They only eat fruits. They don't eat anything that harms the stem, leaves, or roots of a plant. But that's more of a religious thing. Gridania is kind of like that for plants. Theirs is more that they're being held up to a certain standard by actual elementals, though. It's more of a, oh hey, if you break this sapling, I'll break your kneecaps sort of situation. How did you get back before me? What took you so long, friend? The Isles of Umber are but a short sprint away. Sprint? Over water? Can you walk on water? I trust you have brought along the goods we've so bravely reclaimed. You return. I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. I do want to grow some cabbage to make kimchi this year. It's going to be one of my projects. I want to try kimchi and I want to make my own kimchi. The stolen foodstuffs. You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasonings. Ooh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we return to the case. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Core, the peppers have changed color! What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. Actually, now that I remember it, some of my banana peppers this year, blue, turned, they had purple stripes in them. I think because they got crossbred with other things, potentially like the eggplant, for example. They were actually really good. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewinhart described. Perhaps we received the wrong crate. Look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant purplish blue, or bluish purple? The two colors really are quite similar when you think about it. Sir, are you colorblind? The peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. So homie's colorblind, what of it? Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Oh, I see. Add the red eyewear to the blue pepper and you get purple. The charade is up. After the man. Ah, this is what I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice. If you guys don't want it, can I have it? That's what Gridania tells people, but have you ever seen an elemental? I mean, not really. I think there might have been wisps of one, but I'm not sure. Did they even survive the calamity? Yeah, see how I moved forward and it took a while for the interacting bar to go away? I think there's some serious lag right now in the servers. Maybe because it's the weekend. Not sure. But we're doing silliness, so it shouldn't matter too much. You can run, but you cannot! Well, you got the run part down. Haha, if you thought you could outsprint this Manderville man, you were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Are you required to read an unconscious man their rights? Done in by a snipper. A fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let's see what lies behind the mask. Unless this is the real one and the thief escaped. But, well, that's awkward. Hello there, Snoopy Pants. We're solving a, well, mystery case, I guess. A phantom thief case. Where am I? Who are you? Now, is this the same one laying in the dirt and pretending that he doesn't know us? Or is this the real one? Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence. But should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella, I must find her at once. Oh, my head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. How would you know? You didn't actually get to touch his face or undo his glamour prism. This is the true Lewinhart. Quick, ask him what color you're wearing. I swear on my life that is so. I was en route with the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and then the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. What awful kitchen knives do you have that he gets to keep his hand?
Now that you mention it, the inspector was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him.
Nashu, what is suspicious about gloves, sweetie? There is still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our query, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you are so, we shall accompany Lewin Hart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Unless he's just trying to throw us off track. Oh no. I missed... They're not dead. The vegetables. They seek revenge. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Oh, there is 2 of them. Imagine just waking up and seeing all these vegetables staring at you, indeed. When it would appear our goals are in accord, make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Okay, so that is the real one we're with. And apparently he changed his face again. Even though the rest of him apparently has some sort of glamour prism to it, because last time he was a much shorter woman in his disguise. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Don't just leave it there, man. That's creepy. And it's littering. Think of the poor Bloodshore bells. Where to? Oh, we're going over to the winery, actually. Up top. Do I dream? But I must, for such beauty could not be of this world. A gentleman's heart swoons. And we finally get to meet the Maiden of Honor. Miss Arabella, what are you doing here? You must return to the estate at once.
Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers.
Lovely though these flowers may be, they are unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy.
The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much I have heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true?
I fear they are, Miss Arabella. But still, your gentle heart, for as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Mandeville name.
The gods smile on me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion, and yet... You seem pensive, my lady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vanis. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift, a treasure for my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle.
Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable.
Father says that this marriage must happen. That it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true Lodan, but if I may be so bold, my lady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in his as well, though as a servant rather than a son. You may think Father a cold and misery man, but to me, he is the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vanus, if that will make Father happy.
That's a tall order. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you'd rather spend the rest of your days.
If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm likely to lose my wits. But anyway, we shall return to Costa del Sol to see how the inspector's investigation fares. I as well must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends.
Vanus isn't going to be the next person he disguises himself as. Shouldn't be hard to mimic an asshole.
I must return to the estate to prepare for the banquet. Till we meet again, friend.
Case of indecency. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested mandible art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once the foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations, or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. Parley? But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me.
Alright, time to destroy a wedding.
I don't know quite how I'm going to destroy it, but I probably will. The fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. What? Under the table?
All I have done to raise Arabella to a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day.
Yes, yes. Oh, wait! There is someone! Hello? Hello? Who are you? Inspector Briarden, I've seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I've canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere.
Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if your beauty is truly a match for our own.
There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage.
But, Inspector, Vanus and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence.
That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the inspector here will think of something. Excuse me. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up? Or, like you always do? Inspector Briarden, I knew the day would come when you recognized my many talents. Worry not about Master Vanus. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what he must needs be done. As a bull in a china shop? The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now, to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity.
Not far from the servants' quarters, there should be a change of clothes lying about.
Perfect. Ren, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Leave the betrothed and his family to me, my friend. Master Vanus will not suspect for a moment that aught is amiss. Are we having someone take her place, though?
Has the lapis maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing.
No doubt.
But we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will.
Just like that. That's a little too trusting, but...
friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Servant's garb? But why?
Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into these clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight.
But the ceremony, Father will be furious, and Lord Vanas.
There's a beach house, you can always change your clothes. We're dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it.
Lewin, if Father heard you say such things...
I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I've put your life in danger, but besides, we have not one but 2 skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long before the fiend is brought to justice.
Very well, I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with the banquet dress, Inspector?
Wren, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin. Is he going to create a new maiden? He's not going to be the maiden, is he? He's going to rip the seams. It's not tailored to you, you big oaf. Maybe we can put Ellie in it. We could do Nashu, but the ears are a dead giveaway. Ah, you return. Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vanas at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? What is this? Miss Arabella's dress? I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not. I shall take it to safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vanas before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Bryden and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Indeed. Hopefully they have booze for whatever comes after this mission. Curses, how am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Bruguiere Consortium and the East Edelgard Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapis Maiden. If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vanas is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yalto Nalto, Sainana, honored guests, it's a pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vanas, further chair of the Bruguiere Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of the Master Guguremu of the East Edelgard Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows ere today that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. I'm trying to take a look at people's hands. Oh, he's wearing gloves. He's wearing gloves. I told you he'd probably swap with Vanas. Ladies and gentlemen, I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing for ages to come. Alright, who's gonna be in the dress? Damn you, Hildibrand Manderville, you had one job.
She's beautiful.
Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. It is him! It's not tailored to you, sir. You're going to shred it. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. Needs a little bit more contouring with the blush. My sun and stars, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, I am yours and shall be forevermore. They also gave him pigtail extensions. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? How do you know that's not your bride? You've never looked upon her before. Oh, not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. I gotta ask, who on the team was able to make the dress withstand the muscles? That's what I'm curious about. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vanis? Or shall I call you by another name? The thief of many faces. Me, the thief? Are you mad? Because, like, as someone who has been trying to bulk up their arms a little bit, you find out very quickly it's hard to get your shoulders into, like, anything that is too tight or too feminine anymore. I swear, I feel like I pick up something even slightly too heavy, and some of my old outfits would just, like, do the anime thing where they shred. It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard of the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lewinhart. So, like, genuine kudos to whoever retailored the outfit. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vanis, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? Say, none save you, you of 1,000 faces. The one dude is having a great time. And anyone else with half their wits about them? Look at this dude, he's like actually smiling about it. And the posing, yeah. Doing that sort of arm flex would have absolutely shredded it, if not retailored. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest the pervert at once. Lock him up in the gaol and throw away the key. Oh my god, there he goes! Arabella, oh thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. He recognizes her because of the brooch. A glove on the right hand. Could it be? I bet he only wants to steal the necklace, maybe. Not her. Or, who's to say? Oh yeah, he's got it. Is that closer to your true form? Ah, the man is a fool, but I would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! He dressed up this way for you and you still didn't have the courtesy to believe him? Come on! He wore makeup and everything! Oh dear. You came all this way for me? You love me. You really, really love me. Oh dear, we've made a mess. You're right, someone is always fixing his clothes. So there is a likelihood someone who can do it, but it's not true. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I've come for, and now I must away, my lords, my ladies, till we meet again.
The vegetables did not come here for marriage, they came here for murder. I hear the real Vanus was found bound and gagged in a storage room.
Kinda deserves it for that attitude.
Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Vanus and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off.
If anything, we kinda had you dodge a bullet there.
But perhaps it's for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson.
Congrats, you were useful.
For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes.
Why? We put all this effort into making it fit. He seems to be enjoying himself.
But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue, yet in the end, he only took her neck piece.
It's probably the name of the necklace. Now that you mention it, there goes an onion. Master Gigerudmu told me about the clasp when it first arrived, engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess. It's one of the most treasured pieces from the Brigare's collection, known by many as Azayama's virtue. The maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Hey, everybody messed up today, so let's call a truce. Oh god. He finds us, don't he? Who's it nailing this time? That works. Do our eyes now burn? With the releasing of spores? Yeah, it is a lot today, but the setup is good.
Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look.
Oh no, is another one coming? Is it in the back of his head now? Yeah. Couldn't dare mess up the makeup, so I guess we went for the other side. The fiend plays us for fools. Give me that to me at once. I'm surprised you can even pry it out with how sticky his hair gel is. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Never was there, my dude. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once, he may very well do so again. Also, the lighting of that is unintentionally perfect. Very well, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. I know, poor Veggie. Hear me, man of thousand faces, you sealed your fate when you called me out by my name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. So is the challenge issued to Nashu then? Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. So, we gonna make soup out of this thing, or what? Can they be eaten like regular vegetables? Are we having a Dungeon Meshi moment? If we eat meat and we eat vegetables, is it so wrong to eat a living vegetable? Yes, well, maybe it is sentient. It talks. Oh god, that's the most dilemma part of it. The parlay minigame is now available. You've unlocked the parlay minigame. Entertain yourself as a Manderville man before you by opening the toy chest in any inn room. I keep getting new toys today. But there we go. Another Manderville episode in the bag. The victor goes a priceless treasure. With a smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Oh, and the dad's back. Are 8 legs better than 2? Hey! Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? Oh god, what's his name? Ultros? From Final Fantasy VI? He's smaller in 14 than he was in 13 too. It's the same character model, but he's so much tinier.
The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one? That's... Oh. Dear. At the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time.
What is even happening in these credit sequences, man? Anyway, toy chest. You've acquired a toy chest containing several minigames. Acquired? It's been there the whole time! Maybe in the original it didn't unlock until this point? Visit any inn room and try your hand at the popular Eorzean pastimes. Also, Dodo wants food, apparently. Feed my burb. Yeah, Hildibrand theme is kind of cute. So, anyway, let's see. Tolimza. We crashed a wedding, but it was for the best. Let's... Aft Castle. Actually, really quickly while I'm here. I want to check something. Can I do hunts yet? Pursue regular marked bills, post daily, and then weekly. Oh, I can do stuff. Marks. Do not hesitate to ask any questions you have about the hunt. I shall be here. Regular marked bills? Some are more troublesome than others. It is they who are marked for the hunt, and the bill for these miscreants displayed for all note. A bill is taken from the hunt board can be found in the key items menu. Oh, I take it? Bills are replaced every day at 11 a.m. Earth time. Based on whose time zone? Bills in your key items are valid even after this time, and you will be paid the reward upon slaying the mark. California. No, mine. No? You know what? I think Earth time is just a little different, because ET is 5:21 p.m., and where I am at, it's currently 5:40 p.m., so... Oh yeah, it's ticking up way too fast, never mind. Bills may be discarded at will. Any discarded bill can be reacquired from the hunt board if it has not yet been replaced. All rewards placed on the mark are paid in full once the mark has been slain. Elite marks. The more notorious and dangerous amongst the marks are designated elite marks with a special build to match. A lone hunter will not suffice for these ravening prey, I fear. Take a friend, take many friends, unless you've long nursed a great desire to find your eternal rest in some creature's gullet. The gods know there are better ways to die. Elite marks are ranked according to the risk that they pose. Rank B, lower risk, rank A, and rank S, highest. Rank B marks are always present somewhere afield, whereas rank A and rank S will only appear under certain conditions. I know I helped someone randomly with one when I was doing some of my relic weapon stuff. They called out if anybody was willing to help because they didn't have a tank. They only had like a healer and a couple DPS, so I'm like, screw it, I'll tank, I'm right here. The higher the rank, the more difficult the mark is to defeat. However, the quantity of the allied seals given in rewards is correspondingly higher. Moreover, a greater contribution will result in an even greater reward. Being the most notorious of foes, rank A and S marks will yield rewards, and wherever you slay them, to claim rewards for rank B marks, on the other hand, you must possess an elite mark bill for the beast in question. You are therefore encouraged to check the hunt board for pursuing one of these foes. Every hamlet has a hunter scholar well versed in Ramdell Codex. It would be wise to speak with them before setting off on the hunt. Oh, ST is the Earth time? Oh, because Eorzea time. Eorzea time, server time. There we go. Okay. Wait, what is that? What is... that thing split apart into money?
Do it again. Do it again, I'm curious. I'm distracted now. No, don't warp! I was so entranced by your potential coin ball. Goodbye. Guess I'll have to find out later then. What's this? Return from deployment. I've been sending out on a lot of deployments, so they should be close to being able to do the thing I need them to do. One more squadron member have reached level 40, unlocking a special promotion mission. Successfully completing this mission will increase your squadron's rank. Due to exceedingly high difficulty of the promotion mission, however, it is advised that you first improve your squadron members' individual attributes as much as possible. Okay. Yeah, it's this. But my team is also, like, really, really close. What do you mean I'm not ready for this mission? I'm only, like, one attribute off. And it's not even by much. Do you expect me to be flawless in this, or do you want me to level up all the way to 50 before getting started? Ugh. Let's see, that one's 15 and 25. I bet I could lessen the load of both. If I do both... Could I potentially... Yeah. I might be able to get it if I do this in like another hour. And then I might send him out for tactical deployment in my own time. If it doesn't have anything to go with it. And then the next time I stream, we can check in on him. Oh, I didn't know that was possible, whatever that little swirly move was. Oh, that was a little Final Fantasy XII rabbit. Hunts can be done alone, but the community tends to do S-rank community organized groups, given the requirements for the rank to spawn. I think it was probably A or B then. Parlay. What is Parlay? Is this gonna be Minesweeper? Turn 1 of 13? Player turn. What am I doing? It shuffles it? Opponent turn. Oh wait, what? I don't understand what's happening here. He takes my moves as soon as I make them. Too bad I can't go diagonal. I see, whoever has too many single ones probably loses. So the goal is to make it so none of them line up, which this will by lining up the ring. Into 3? Oh, I've made it even worse. Made it even worse. Because I didn't know what I was doing. Oh well. Anyway, mini games here in case you're like waiting on the duty or something. Speaking of. What have we got? Odin, Gale Force, these are Golden Saucer, and a lot of ultimate stuff. So other than doing more Mandible quests in the future, I'm getting really close to caught up for MSQ, I think. So this might be a good time to leave it since it's getting close to time that I need to go make dinner. So with that, this is probably where I'm gonna call it. We've streamed for a good 2 hours and my migraine has started to lessen somewhat, so that's good. Might be a good opportunity to make something to eat. So we made decent progress. We did Easter, we did Manderville. There's only 2 more Manderville quests left, so I'll probably have 2 more of those, either on stream or off. And then we can start pursuing the MSQ again. Especially since I'm getting close to being done with job quests too, which I might do in between MSQ even, depending on stream time and whatever. But for now, this is probably where I am going to call it. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. I know Saturdays have been on for a lot more silliness streams as of late, but I've kind of needed it. So
I am done with Splatoon 2 as well, so there's probably going to be a stream for that relatively soon for the final boss push, so that might be my next stream either sometime this week or next Saturday. So then we can keep moving forward, making progress. So again, thank you to everyone who's joined, and I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye!